Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today we're going to be painting.
That's right, folks. This is the final installment of the Archon Studios Draculus. The little guy's been working real hard on it, and tonight he's going to do some dry brushing before the final touch-ups off camera. Why don't you show him what paints you're going to be using?
These. I'll start probably with Gemstone Army Painter to dry brush over this red to give it a slightly better color. I was kind of thinking to do Signal Red, and if this doesn't turn out good, then just do.
The Signal Red's a little pink, though, right?
Yeah, but it still is good.
And it's a neon? No, it's just a metallic.
Yeah, it's metallic.
And then the next paint? Uniform Gray by Army Painter.
Again.
Which he'll be dry brushing over the black areas.
Yes, and then
If it's not dark enough, he's probably going to use his favorite spillable paint.
Okay, don't even though you're 100% correct.
That would be
No
Gnome oil. No oil. Never get over that. He'll wash over the black just to darken it up because it's the Uniform Gray is basically our darkest gray other than, I think, Darkstone.
Uniform Gray is one of our brightest grays, actually.
Well, Darkstone is just...
Necromancer Cloak is, I think, the one you're thinking of.
Okay, either way, they're rather...
Uniform Gray is actually pretty bright. So
but he'll just be putting that over to darken the Uniform Gray without darkening it too much. I've been using it for a while, that technique of Uniform Gray.
And then...
all the red will be touched up with neon red so that when we do the show-off show, we can show off its neon
glowing
effects, right. We like using the black light on our Sunday show-off show because we do tend to use a lot of neon paints.
Which we have shown the effects of.
And it's just a lot of fun. We've got, neon lights in the house in different places and different things that are neon, and we just love the effect. We're big kids. So he's going to get started, and once again, he's going to be using
Army Painter brushes, because they are very
the
good.
Masterclass dry brushes.
I don't think I have a palette.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. I'll get one of those. While you are going to start with the red, I believe, the gemstone.
Yes.
I would recommend using the smaller brush. Get you 2 palettes.
Oh, yeah, you should do that.
Do what?
Or, no. Anyways, so we will be using this metallic red, and okay, guess it's going there. And, okay,
Just scoot it over. I'll clean it up, and you focus on your side.
Already off to a very good start.
We're about to replace. Oh my goodness, these foam core boards for our table. They've seen a lot of action over the last month, and it's about time to get new ones. But we just didn't have the opportunity to get them this weekend.
They're not really getting where I want them to go.
Maybe don't dry off as much, or
Maybe. Oh, that's...
better? Yeah, I think so. You just need to not wipe off so much, I think.
Yeah.
That's looking good. I can already see the difference.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty hard for the people at home to see it, but it's definitely bringing back some life to the red. What about the tail
Neon.
piece? Oh, neon? Okay.
I think I poured way too much, but...
Yeah, it's okay. I'll find a use for it later. And remember, as you're doing that, you can always, if you don't spread it too thin when you're spreading it on the towel, you can reapply that paint on the towel onto the brush by just dipping it into the brush or dipping it into the paint on the paper towel. I do that quite a lot, actually.
This one doesn't need as much.
And remember, go against the grain. Yeah, like that. That way, yeah, you can already see the difference. If you go with the grain, that allows the bristles to get in there and get the paint into the crevices that you don't actually really want there.
Yeah, the problem is I kind of do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that looks better.
Okay. I can see the difference.
I actually think that's all I need.
Well, the other
Because
side.
remember, I'm going to do the gloss.
But you still missed the entire other side.
Oh, I didn't, did I?
Yeah, you
That's
did.
it?
You did that side, but you didn't do that side. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Nose dive. Yeah, don't wipe it so far. Just kind of like, yeah, just that way you can go back and like, so you can go back and dip it in there.
Mm.
Yeah, that side.
Yeah, I think once we get the gloss, then it'll be very good.
And you're only going to put the brush on gloss on the red metallics.
Yeah, I think that's actually what I need.
And then during this week, we'll actually glue the tail on for the first time.
Yeah, if I can, actually can get it on.
Just line up the spikes.
Yeah, that's what I
Now look at the spikes. There you go. See, it fits right in.
what I did the first time.
Now, see if you see if I can do this. Watch and show people
Oh, okay.
while you prepare your next color. Let me see how you hold it without. There you go, folks. Looking pretty sharp.
There's not much stuff in here.
Very Dracula-ish. It almost reminds me of, there was an old Balrog demon miniature. I believe it was a Ralpartha. Most people probably don't remember that far back like I do, but I think it was Ral, the king of the Balrogs, and I think he might have inspired this miniature a little bit. Okay, you're doing just basically everything that's black?
Pretty much.
Okay. Very lightly at first. You can always go back over once you've made a couple of swipes. Because one thing I've noticed about these grays on black, when you first do it, it actually has a completely different color than after it dries. It gets much darker once it dries. But that I can see that already is definitely bringing all those little details to life that you wouldn't normally see. Yeah, that looks really good. Especially near the edges of the wings where all those little holes are. You're going to want to try to get in there to make them a little bit more visible. But yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Just look at the two wings in contrast. Look, Sport.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm just good.
If you're satisfied, then yeah. You don't have to keep going over it and over it and over it. Once, especially on the camera, you can definitely see the difference. Just that little bit of gray did on those wings. And I think we did pick the right color. You might not even want to use the wash.
I don't think I will.
It's just enough. That's fine.
Oh, there.
But just go against the grain, get all the little holes and the little corners and edges. And don't go back and forth, just like that, just like just one swipe. Because sometimes when you go back and forth like that, it actually gets too much paint in the crevices and areas and starts making.
Oh, yeah, but closer to the holes, I'm okay with that.
It can make it look like there's more paint, or it can put more paint than you want.
Sound good?
Yeah, one area I can see. Let me get something to point. Right here.
Oh, I haven't done anything there yet.
And a little bit, up on the neck.
Shake this? Wait, no, I think I can.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. I shook everything earlier.
Hopefully that's enough.
It's a shame we don't have. We almost need to get another one of the small dry brush brushes, if we can get that separately, because like right now you'd be better off using the smaller brush than the big one, but it'll just teach you to be a little more careful.
Yeah, that's good enough.
It's not if it's good enough, are you satisfied? It's your paint job. If I say no and you still like it, you're gonna leave it as is. You're gonna.
I think that's enough. Okay, this is usually the harder part.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not, apparently not actually. That was
Well,
not-
you're getting better. You've been doing this for over a year now. We're almost at your 12th dragon, as it were, or large miniature.
Yeah, but I've done some that are off camera.
Yes, and other large pieces. And we do have a rather special dragon for next month, wouldn't you say? It's a departure from what we've been doing. We're going to bring something really special out for next month's dragon. Something that's been in my collection for a very, very long time. And of course, I'm jealous that he gets to do it, but
We're gonna get more.
I was just going to get to that. We actually have 3 of the dragon that he's going to paint. So he gets to paint one, then I'll get to paint one, but we'll probably do a dueling dragons on the second and third ones of those, right?
I actually thought you were talking about Draculus.
No.
Yes, I know what you're talking about now.
For next month.
And you said
I will give you guys a hint. It
when
is
you said we already have them, then I knew.
the miniature we're painting, the dragon he's painting next month, is actually a metal miniature. It's a very, very special dragon in my opinion.
What do you mean by metal?
It's I don't think it's lead. I think it's pewter.
No, I was making those.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not like a gold or silver dragon.
No, that's what I was talking about.
It's but it's a special
I mean,
piece.
it could be.
It could be. You're absolutely right. Let's get this out there so you don't get a bunch of red paint on your shirt like last week.
That's rude.
But true.
Yeah.
Did you get the legs, the back of the legs?
Did I?
I can see a little area that could use some paint.
That's just, I actually got some red contrast there.
Maybe. I don't know if it's the same area I was looking at.
Yeah.
And what about right here, maybe?
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Almost too much
Maybe.
there, actually.
Okay, it was just the
Lighting.
shadows, I think.
I think it's good. Alright. Should we move on to the next part?
Do you want to move on to the next part? I definitely don't think you should use this brush for that. You're going to have to find one of the small brushes for the neon. He's going to move on to the neon red. And might as well just start with the tail.
Oh. I'll do that. And I had a surprising amount left.
Yeah, you tend to do that.
Well, yeah, just I thought I would need a lot more.
Yeah, it takes quite a while before you get to the hang of, you know, like I was saying before. I just drop out a little bit of paint at a time, and if I have to keep, you know, dropping it out, I'd rather do that than have a palette full of paint that's not going to get used. As a matter of fact, I think I can scoop up this red and put it back if we have a chisel brush here.
Okay, onto this.
Did you pick yourself out a good dry brush?
Dry brush. I'm not going to use a dry brush either.
Well, for the neon, you're not going to... Oh,
It's not really...
that's okay. That just use the paper towel.
Okay. Oh. Well, that's fantastic. Luckily. I think this entire week has just been...
Spill City.
Yeah, you could say that, but...
If you need my other napkin, there it is.
Well, it's unfortunate. Actually, no, that's a bad idea. It's gonna spill even more. You do that while I paint,
Okay.
because you're better at that.
Yeah, I've been cleaning up spills since he was born and long before that, I suppose.
Yes.
You know, this actually reminds me of a color I used to use, and I still use it, just not lately. I have these old Galacta miniatures. I bring them up every once in a while. And I painted all of my planetary strikers. I gave all their visors this really pinkish
I
neon
remember them.
color. I don't know why I did that.
You said it was because of a picture.
Yeah, I forget what picture it is now. I mean, it's been so long. I mean, I started painting those when I was 14 or something. And I just stuck with it, and even to this day, you know, when I was painting some a couple years back, I had to find myself a new neon red to paint their visors,
Is that
regardless
what
of
it was?
yeah, regardless of what color their actual uniforms are, which I think they're gold usually. Mine are. I always paint mine gold. Yeah,
You started doing some red, but you never actually finished them.
yeah, that's right. How do you remember that?
Because I remember seeing them.
But I always give them red visors, like it's a reflection of the planet they're on, of the atmosphere, or something to that effect, and it just always brings back fond memories. They were some of my favorite miniatures in that line.
This good?
Oh, I love that. That's really good.
It's actually going surprisingly faster than I expected.
Oh, no, you've been working really hard, and you've gotten to the point where the dry brushing on this guy is minimal, because he's black, and if you put too much gray, it will look more like a gray dragon, I suppose.
Yeah, whatever
But-
that would be.
Yeah, I don't think there. Well, actually, I think there is.
Really?
I may be thinking of an Arduin dragon,
Okay, you're thinking of an Archon dragon.
or it could be something.
I haven't
from, like,
done that one yet.
It could be something from second edition Advanced Dungeons and
You
Dragons.
mean Archon?
No. There was something in. I could be wrong, but I could have swore. I know there's the Shadow Dragon, and that's not what I'm thinking of. But
It's definitely not gray.
speaking of Arduin, there was a nice big Facebook post by one of the original artists from
Really?
Arduin, who was talking about. He did most of the artwork for that book. He was just barely 18, and David A. Hargrave liked what he saw, paid him the least amount of money you could pay an artist back at the time. He literally got like $5 a picture. I think he got $100 or $200 for a big color painting. Back then that was a lot more money than it is now, but it still seems like not very much money. He was basically getting paid like 2 blister packs of miniatures to do a piece of
That's
artwork.
good.
Do you think it's good?
That would be yes, and I already did most of these.
Okay. Do you want to go over any of the neon in the little rock pinnacle thing there? There's some areas that look like they could use a little bit more, not dry brushing, but just actual detail work.
Like here, you mean?
Yeah, some of the areas are just a little pink. And you used that neon in his mouth, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's going to look pretty interesting when we light him up. And his eyes?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That way, a little, you want, I don't think you'd want to put any neon on his, interior wings. They look great. But when we light him up, there's
I think
going
I'm
to be...
actually done.
Claws?
Already did those.
Okay. Because we were talking about how sometimes you have to really go over the neons.
Well, I mean, I did that like a year
ago.
a few days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me see. Tilt him forward. You get all these ones here, and there's things on the backs of his legs.
Yes. Actually, I don't think I did this one.
I think both of them could use a little.
You can get one of the pens later, now.
Yeah.
Just to see
No, we'll take care of that later.
which ones I actually did do. But I think that's it.
Wow, that was fast, buddy.
I am very surprised, but not really when I think about it, because I
let's take
accidentally-
the dirty brushes over here. Not dirty, but yeah, put that
I accidentally did a lot of it off camera, which I probably shouldn't have. But
No.
I might redo some things. I didn't like how a few things turned out.
We'll take a look when everything's dry. We can always do any little touch-ups, because sometimes a little guy misses a spot here or there or something like that. We do want to let this paint, the gray, dry before we decide whether we're going to ink it, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. You may want to hit it again, but
I might actually test the other type of.
gray.
No, not the other type of. I'll do some stuff tomorrow maybe, or some other day.
Okay.
Who knows?
Is that supposed to be there?
No.
Okay. Good thing I caught it.
If you didn't, then I'd probably have to go for all of them, which actually wouldn't have been a bad thing.
there you go, folks.
But
Hope you
would
like
have
what
to
you
go
see.
over it while you read.
I think he's looking pretty spiffy.
Yeah.
Again, he's he's definitely in the top 3 favorites for me.
Yeah, the Xenodrag. Well, I want to say the Xenodragon, but I haven't seen a paint job that makes me.
Really?
Yeah.
I
mean, your paint job was pretty good, but I have an idea
thank you, Sport.
But I have an idea that I think it would be really good.
And it's
The only
amazing too
problem
because
is we can't, as we don't have the ability to paint one.
I really wasn't. I like the way it turned out, but I wish I could have come up with a better idea than just green.
Yeah.
You know, as everybody knows, green's not my favorite color.
Yeah, but
it's still probably. I don't know if it's my favorite dragon I've ever painted, but it's definitely my favorite Archon dragon. My favorite dragon we've painted on camera.
I think Smorganrog's my favorite, at least in how he turned out, not
Really?
the process. The process for you mostly was pain.
No, it's not bad.
Okay.
But
I thought you said you spent like 10 hours on the tail.
oh, that's right, I did. Oh my goodness.
And that's because that's most of what you did on it. Was
yeah, I
that.
helped him out a bit on that one.
But anyways,
The lava effect that we tried to
which
achieve.
looking back would have been much easier with just dry brushing.
No, it was too fine a detail,
Oh, I think it
and we
would be.
would have gotten risked because we didn't have these brushes,
That's true.
and we would have risked getting paint in those orange lines. Which,
Well.
But there you have it, folks. Enough babbling for us for the weekend. We've had a long week, and we still have another long one ahead of us before the Sunday show-off show. So wish us luck. We hope you guys have a great weekend. Come back and see us Tuesday, especially you Dungeons and Lasers fans, because we have a big video. It's not going to be a long one, but it's going to be something.
An hour.
No, it's not. It's not going to be one of those kind of videos. Well, it's going to be one of those kind of videos, but not one of those kind of videos. We'll have to wait and see. No spoilers here. But yeah, if you're a Dungeons and Lasers fan, make sure you keep your notifications on, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for stopping by, and make sure you hit that like button on your way out.
Yes. Good night.
Good night, everybody.